Dear students, welcome to Swayam Shiksha. This is our first video with respect to Prelims series. As many of you have requested for elimination technique videos as well as content-based videos for this approaching prelims. So I've decided to come up with some videos which are very important for the exam. Before I start this video, I just wanted to instruct students on few things. First and foremost thing is, in the exam hall, when there are 100 questions, we have to read each and every question, though we do not know anything about the question. This is the first thing, especially freshers. So just by reading the question, we are not going to lose anything. At times, we get many clues with respect to the questions. And for example, if there are questions which have lengthy statements, it is even more better for us for elimination techniques. So few things which I will discuss while I am discussing this 2021 paper. Okay, so this is all these questions are straight away picked from the recent prelims paper. I will try to use elimination techniques, extreme words like only, etc., any, only and all, and some questions were a kind of common sense. Definitely that kind of common sense is needed for answering the question. One more important aspect, many a times students think, I've read NCRT, I've read Lakshmikant, I've read Shankar Ganesh, I've read for geography, I've read maybe Kullar or many books. It's not about reading, remember, once again, it's about practice, it's about presence of mind, it's about elimination. It's not that only you know all the 50, 60 questions or 65 questions, then only I'm going to mark in the exam hall. That will definitely not work, especially freshers. You'll try to realize this only after 2 or 3 attempts. So first thing what you should realize is, somebody who's writing his 5th attempt also is definitely not going to know the right answer for more than 40 questions or 45 questions. Yes, this is the right answer. So most of the time he tries to do some magic, not magic, basically tries to eliminate 2 options, or he tries to use his accumulated knowledge over a period of time. He tries to take some intelligent guesses. So this is how you should get ready for the exam during the practice sessions as well. So that is something which is a very important instruction which I wanted to give to our freshers, especially because freshers, they think, oh, repeaters know everything. No. Okay, so let's move forward with respect to our elimination technique. So 2021 paper, now see this question. It is about Chausat Yogini temple situated near Morena. Consider the following statements. First of all, we're not going to use our history knowledge out here. So this question, there is an elimination technique which we can use. For example, the extreme words like definitely, only, etc., which is a common thing which we can use in UPSC exam. So here if you see the second statement, it is the only circular temple built in India. This is an extreme statement. Based on this only, I'm going to eliminate the second statement. Now once you eliminate the second statement, wherever there is 2, I'm going to cut it off. And therefore, the answer should be 1 and 4. This is how you answer. It's not that every temple you read during preparation comes up in the exam hall. If you know it, it's fantastic. Though we do not know anything about the question, but still we have to mark the answer. Let's move a little forward. Let's go to another question here. So this is, in India, the central banks function as the lender of last resort usually refers to. Now, first of all, the logic of central bank's function is not to handle budgetary deficit. So budgetary deficit, funding government is not the logic, number 1. Number 2, lending to trade and industry bodies when they fail to borrow. So RBI's role, it's not a commercial bank where you lend to trade and industry. So therefore, this is also not going to work out, and therefore the answer should be 2 only. So here, of course, I have not used pure elimination. So we use some kind of a logic, okay, for this question. Let's go to next question here. RBI is the governor of RBI is appointed by the central government. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. Certain provisions in the Constitution of India give the central government the right to issue directions to the RBI in the public interest. First of all, RBI is an independent entity. There is nothing mentioned in the Constitution of India with respect to RBI, etc. Therefore, the second statement looks obviously wrong. Constitution and RBI. And once I remove the second statement, I get to the answer. Answer is 1 and 3. Especially freshers, please do observe very carefully. These are some things which you have to learn to clear the prelims. 100%. Okay. So let's go to the next question here. Now here, of course, this question, there is some amount of knowledge that is needed, no doubt about it. I'm saying, see here it's about urban cooperative banks. Consider the following statements. So these are regulated by local boards set up by the state government. Now this was in news. I'm saying this is not an elimination technique. Okay. So it was in news that these banks are going to be regulated by RBI. And that is something which we should know. Otherwise, we can't mark this answer. So this question, I'm not purely taking it as an elimination question. So local boards is a wrong statement here. If you know it should be RBI. And once I know that statement, okay, so obviously 3, wherever 1 is there, I marked it wrong. Answer should be 2 and 3. So some concept somewhere we have learned, something you have read somewhere in the current affair has to be used intelligently and eliminate and get to the right option. Though you are not able to recollect the fact in the exam hall. That is something which we learn from this question. Okay. Now see here, next question. Which one of the following effects of the creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry for the government? Now somebody will worry when there is pain. Simple logic there. Diversion of resources to real estate, etc. Investment in unproductive activities like stones, jewelry. Large donations to political parties and growth of regionalism. All these are fine, but government's pain mainly will be loss of revenue to the government due to tax evasion. So this is the main thing which will be very painful for the government. During COVID also, government has opened daru shops and all. It is for revenue basically. Though you know that COVID spreads because of liquor. Because of liquor in the sense of people start celebrating, etc., etc. So that's how you get to the right answer. So what causes maximum damage to the government? Pain to the government. That's how you think in the exam hall for such questions. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Now a polity-based question. Under the constitution, concentration of wealth violates. Now you get confused in the exam hall. Oh, what? Fundamental right, DPSP. So right to freedom, no. Concept of welfare. Okay. So here fundamental rights talk about political rights. DPSP talk about socio-economic rights. So this differentiation is the basic thing which you should be knowing to mark this answer. So fundamental rights talking about political rights, okay, and DPSP talks about socio-economic rights, and this is basically concentration of wealth, basically economic rights, socio-economic rights, and therefore the answer should be directive principles of state policy. It's not about reading Lakshmikant, revising fundamental rights again and again, watching videos. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, so let's move forward. Now see this question. So there's some current affair. Right to city is an agreed human right, and UN Habitat monitors the commitments made by each country in this regard. Now, right to the city gives every occupant of the city the right to reclaim public spaces and public participation in the country. Then the third statement says, right to city means that the state cannot deny any public service. Now I am going to use this keyword. State cannot deny any public service or facility to the unauthorized colonies. Okay, so this any public service is an extreme statement. So therefore I am eliminating 3. Now I have to select from A and C. So in the elimination technique also, first of all, I should get to the 2 options now. So tukka maro means what? How do you hit straight? So you can't just mark, you can't just have a guesswork just like that. There should be some logic for our guessing. Okay, so now coming to this, 1 is there in both the statements. So that means 1 is the right statement. I'm not worried about 1, UN Habitat, whatever it is. Not bothered. Okay, and then right to the city gives every occupant of the city the right to reclaim public spaces. He's talking about public spaces. So it is giving him the right to, every occupant, right to reclaim some public space like parks, maybe public participation in the city. So nothing wrong about it. So in a wider perspective, it's okay. So it's public spaces, so no issue, and therefore the answer should be 1 and 2. But at least we have to get to A and C for this question. And since he's saying the right to reclaim public spaces, so everybody has a right to reclaim public spaces, use public spaces. So therefore, second statement, there's nothing wrong about it, and therefore the answer should be 1 and 2. This is how you go for this question. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Now, this is about the citizenship. Okay, so for such questions, basically, there is only one citizenship and one domicile. Okay, so then comes to the second statement, a citizenship by birth only can become the head of the state. Now, by birth, now go to the third statement here. A foreigner once granted citizenship cannot be deprived of it under any circumstance. First thing is, foreigner cannot be deprived of citizenship under any extreme. So, first thing, this extreme has to be eliminated. So, wherever 3 is there, I have eliminated it. Extreme statement. Then 50-50, A and B. So, 1 or 2. There is only one citizenship and one domicile. A citizen by birth only can become the head of the state. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. This can be true for US. Okay, and therefore the answer should be 1 only. So, yes. So, it's not direct pure elimination, but some amount of common sense, linking it to some other fact, okay, trying that, okay, elimination out, and then comes the guesswork. Okay, so let's go to the next question now. This is triclosan, some chemical maybe, is considered harmful when exposed to high levels for a very long time. Is most likely present in which of the following? So, it is talking about getting exposed to. Okay, so first of all, these two get into our body. Okay, it's not getting continuously exposed. Continuously exposed, it should be reused plastics or toiletry. It should be either C or D. Okay, so continuously exposed to, so therefore, more probability is toiletries. So, that should be the way you should think for such questions. So, continuously exposed to for a very long time. You get exposed to for a very long time with respect to which aspect of all these? And therefore, most obvious answer and most probability is there for toiletries. And that is the reason the answer should be toiletries. That's how you go to this question. Mark this question. Now, let's go to the next question here. Now, here is trying to talk about LED lamps and street lamps here, street lighting. Okay, so first thing here, the spectrum of visible light from sodium lamp is almost monochromatic, while LED offer significant color advantages in street lighting. Okay. As street lights, sodium lamps have a longer lifespan. This is the wrong statement. We know LEDs are known for longer lifespan. So, first thing is, this is the wrong statement. LEDs have longer lifespan. So, once that is there, 2 is, so you get to 2 options here. 3 only and 1 and 3. Okay. Now, going to the first statement. Sodium lamp produces light in 360 degree, but it is not so in the case of LED. Now, why LEDs are better off is there is focus. There is a unidirection. So, 360 degree is basically there is energy loss. There is energy loss. Okay. So, sodium lamp produces light in 360 degree, yes, and that is not good actually. There is diversion, there is no focus. Okay, so, but it is not so in case of LED, yes. The spectrum of visible light from sodium lamp is almost monochromatic, yes, while LED lamps offer significant color advantages in street lighting. Okay, so the option should be 1 and 3. So, sodium light produces light in 360 degree, and that does not mean it is an advantageous thing. 360 degrees, the energy is getting dissipated. Okay, the wastage is high. Okay, so, and not so in case of LED. So, this is how you will think. Of course, this is not pure elimination, but you should step by step you should do this question. Okay, so now let's go to the next question. Now, consider the following statement. Now, this is a sports question. Everybody says current affairs. The logic is not about current affairs here. The Lawrence World Sports Award, which was instituted sometime 2000. Now, it's not that you remember who's the first winner and you'll recollect in the exam hall. But see here, the award was received mostly by Formula 1, basically is conducted separately from other sports. That is the clue. It is done separately and therefore the probability is not there. So Formula 1 received mostly by Formula 1 players so far. So this is wrong. So because it is conducted separately, not a group with other sports, don't group it. So done separately. So this is the wrong statement, and once I eliminate that, I get to the right answer. Answer should be 1 and 3. Now for such questions, not that you recall every fact in the exam hall, that's not possible. Okay. So I hope things are clear. Okay, and let's go to the next question here. Of course, this question you need to know. There's some kind of a logic which I use here, and here it says this reforms recommended granting voting rights to all women above the age of 21. Now this is basically for Muslims and all. Yes. Okay, so this is a wrong statement using these extreme words here. So I eliminate 1 first. Now slowly we started giving rights, and Government of India Act 1935 gave women reserved seats in the legislature. Yes. Okay, so step by step we did. So not 1909, then 1919, and in 1935, yes, we have given reserved seats for women. Okay, so this, I don't say it's pure elimination technique. You need to know something about it, and then only you can mark this question. You can't say pure common sense based question. Okay. But yes, the sports one is definitely, yes, you can use your common sense. Yes, Formula 1 separately held, and therefore, no. So therefore, you eliminate that, and that's how you get to the, if once you eliminate 2, you get to the right answer here. So that's some common sense, definite common sense that has to be used here. Okay, so let's go to the next question. 21st February is declared to be International Mother Language Day. Now, something related to language. So, World Heritage Sites, etc., something related to heritage is given by UNESCO. So that is the clue, and language and all is also something that can be linked to heritage, and therefore it should not be UNICEF. It should be, it's more closer to UNESCO, and therefore this statement should be wrong. That's how you have to use your logic. So UNESCO comes up with this World Heritage Site, something language also something related to heritage, etc., and therefore that statement of UNICEF should be wrong. So that is the logic which we have to use here, and once we eliminated 1, then the option should be between 2 only or neither one. So at least 50% job is done. So A and C is gone. Okay, so 50% probability. Now, if I lose it, then 33%. It's okay. Okay, so the demand that Bangla has to be one of the national languages was raised in the constitutional assemblies of to be one of the national languages. Probability is high to be right. Okay, one of the national, not the only, one of the national languages was raised in the Constitutional Assembly of Pakistan. Probability of this being right is more, and therefore I go ahead with guessing it right. So there is a chance, sir, it can be wrong also, neither one. No, but 50% definitely A and C can be eliminated here, and then comes the B and D statement. And here, demand that Bangla has to be one of the. So chance one of the is what I use. Okay, the chance of this being right is higher. And that's how I go ahead with B. This is the logic. Okay, so next. R2 Code of Practices constitutes a tool available for promoting adoption of. Now, here R2 related to environment now. Now, we're talking about environment, it should be something like reuse, recycle, reuse, recycle. So, I search for these words here. Ecological management, wetlands, sustainable practices, environment impact assessment, environmentally responsible in electronics, recycling. So, the word recycling is something. So, R2 can be something like reusable, recycle. So, these are the things which should strike. Once the word recycle is striking, then yes, the probability of A being right is definitely high, and that's how you should go ahead with answering such questions. Okay, so think for the word reuse, recycle, reuse, R2, reuse, recycle. Now, that word of reuse, recycle is there only in the first statement, and therefore A is the answer. There's no, definitely you can mark it right in the exam hall. This question, definitely you can mark it right in the exam hall. Now come to the next statement here. Okay, now this question, it talks about tamarind trees endemic into South Asia. In most of the tamarind is collected as minus for India. India exports tamarind and seeds of moringa. Now moringa drumstick is leguminous evergreen. Now drumstick is available. So definitely it's not evergreen. Okay, drumstick is available everywhere. And based on that logic, this is a wrong statement. And once I eliminate 1, I get to the right answer, 3, 4 and 5. Not that you know every statement. So some students, especially freshers, you feel, oh, there are 5 statements and therefore I'm going to leave this. No. Read each and every statement. Is there anything which I can find out, which I can eliminate? Some common sense which I can use. Now, moringa drumstick is available here also everywhere. So it's not a leguminous. Evergreen. It's a clue. Yes, that is wrong. And therefore, 1 is wrong and therefore the answer should be 3, 4 and 5. I hope it is clear. Now, this is something which we have to master. Now, this is the first section of my elimination techniques of the recent 2021. And I hope you like it. You want more content-based videos and elimination techniques, I will be coming up. Please do comment in the comment box for your requirements, and I'll definitely come up with good videos to help students. Thank you. Do subscribe to our channel and refer our channel, YouTube channel, to UPSC aspirants, especially serious aspirants, especially those who are losing by 1 or 2 marks, especially in the prelims. So that's, we are definitely going to help you all with coming days. Signing off. Thank you.